business first presented itself to me, I was like, no way. Like, that's not for me. I don't need to get my nails done. Like, I don't need to travel. None of that resonated with me. And so right now, if you guys are struggling with posting and stuff, don't worry about, the big paychecks and the new cars and everything. Because if my enroller would have posted about getting groceries or paying her bills right off the bat, I would have joined. I would have joined way faster if that was what she was posting about, because I didn't relate to all the big stuff, right? And so I watched for 4 months while I struggled because nothing stuck out to me. And it wasn't until May 1st of 2016, I had just gotten home from working a few days in a row. I didn't really have any off time. I hadn't really eaten, and I went to the I cry every single time. I went to the fridge to make myself some food because I hadn't eaten, and the only thing that I had left, because I didn't really have any money, was half a loaf of bread, a jar of mayonnaise, and a jar of pickles. And I know that sounds so silly, but y'all, I don't know if you've been through that, where your fridge is so empty because you can't afford to put things in it. Like, somebody let me know if they've gone through that, where you're living off of ramen and living off of the 99-cent bread or the day-old bread. Yeah, you guys feel me. And it was such a hard moment for me because I didn't have anything to show for my life, and I didn't know what I could do without a college degree, because that just wasn't an option for me. And so I obviously was very upset that night and went to bed, just questioning where I was at. And it's so crazy how God works. God always shows up. He is never, ever late. He always shows up. That very next morning, when posts were still in chronological order, the very first post that showed up on my feed was from my enroller. And it was the very first time that she posted something that resonated with me. And I will never forget it. It said, "Life does not happen to you. You make your life happen." And instantly I was like, all right, I'm in. And so I contacted her and I was like, what do I have to do? I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what this is, but like, I feel pulled to do this. So like, let me know. She gave me all the info and I was so in. And then she told me it was $99. I had $4 in my bank account. That was just not going to happen. And so I was like, okay, let me figure this out. I'll call you back. I'll let you know. And now, being on the other side of it, that girl, she did not think I was ever going to contact her again. But I was pacing around the room, just kind of figuring out, how am I going to get this $99? I don't have extra money. I'm never going to have the extra money, even though I'm working all these jobs. It's just not going to happen. And again, God is so good. He has everything planned. I had my TV from my old apartment just sitting in the corner of the room, because what am I going to do with it? And I took it across town. I sold it at the pawn shop, and it was so crazy. It was the exact amount within $1 of what it took to sign up that I got for the TV. So I took that money, I signed up right away, and I never looked back. I signed my first 4 customers in 24 hours. I hit the 400 club my first month. Things were going really, really fast. And then I got complacent. And I don't know how long you guys have been in this business, or sorry, my story is so long, Courtney, but I don't know how long you guys have been in this business, or if you've just started, but you hit a wall and you get comfortable, and you get your first paycheck and you're like, this is nice. Like, I worked hard for this. And then you stop working hard for it because you think it's going to keep coming. But if you're not putting in the work, you're not going to see that. And that October, I wasn't commission qualified. I didn't get a paycheck. And what was so crazy was I was on the It Works cruise. Everyone was opening their paychecks on the cruise, and I didn't have one. Y'all want to know what a humbling moment is when you're sitting next to triple and presidential diamonds and they're opening their 5-figure checks, and you go, oh, let me go check mine, and you don't have one. That's a humbling moment. And so that moment was the biggest change for me. That was the most tangible moment. Like, I can look back and say, this is where it all changed. And I vowed to myself that would never happen again. And so I got to work. I rallied with the girls that I did have, and we worked super, super, super hard. So that was in October. November and December were months of growth. We promoted to executive in January, Ruby in February, Emerald in March, and Diamond in April. And so we went super fast. We earned a $5,000 bonus, and then life got hard. Again, we got comfortable, and we sat at Diamond for a year, and we promoted to double March of 2018. So we've been sitting at double for 2 years. And I truly believe that God's plan for me is so much bigger than just going, hitting promotions. It was all about growth and leadership. And we've been able to do so many amazing things. I've been able to pay off all of my student loans. I'm student loan debt free. I paid off $11,000 of credit card debt. I just paid off my car this past month, so I'm auto loan debt free. We just got our first house a year ago at the beach. Me and my boyfriend, we have 3 huskies. We get to travel all the time. Obviously with Corona, things are a little different, but I got my first passport stamp. Things are so incredible. I don't know. I feel like I'm missing so much, but that's our story. We're running for triple by June, and life is good. So yeah.
Well, and what you said about not just running for a rank, but like growing through it is you guys, she hasn't hit triple yet, but she has had like insane volume, like insane growth on her team, promotions on her team, volume, like even without hitting that. And so remember that too. I feel like we always run after these promotions, but really like you probably have gotten some insane double diamond checks that you know what I mean, without even being a triple diamond, but seeing those insane checks because she's growing her team always. So don't let just not hitting a rank stop you from growing and hitting other goals in your organization too. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is like your like loyal customer enrollment. How do you go about, I know you have systems galore, so walk us through like what do you do to get the majority of your customers, how you enroll them, where they come from, all of that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, so the first thing is you need results on at least one product. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's not a product that you can see physical results, but you need testimony and results for something, okay? Whether it's keto coffee, skinny brew, keto tea, Thermophyte X, fat fighters, if it's weight loss, or it's skincare, hair growth, whether it's celery, needing help with anxiety and stress, confianza, you need something. Because if you're not being a product of the product, why the heck would anyone else be a product of the product? Why would anyone trust to buy from you if you're not using the products yourself, right? So first and foremost, get your own results, because that's how I sign the most. If you guys have ever seen this face, like I'm willing to bet you've seen this face on a before and after somewhere, because that's how I sign the most customers possible, is from having my own results and showing them, hey, I use this. Do you want it? It's not even a matter of information. It's saying, I use this. Like, this is what's going to happen. You use it. So that's the first thing, is having your own results. The second thing is host a post. Host a post galore. If you're new and you don't know what host a post is just giving someone a post to post for you. And it's basically tapping into their market that you didn't have access to before. So say I give Courtney a post to put up. Courtney posts to me saying, my friend Lara is looking for people who want to lose weight and drink coffee, whatever. Now, all of Courtney's friends are going to see that. Say she has 5,000 friends. I now just gave my post to 5,000 people that I didn't have access to before. And what's awesome is you can keep it going. I'm going to give a post to Kimberly, and Kimberly's 5,000 friends are going to see it. And now from 2 posts, 10,000 people will see this post. Do you guys see where I'm going with this? So the more people you're posting, you're reaching people that you can't reach because you're not friends with them, you're not following them on Instagram, whatever. You're hitting more markets, and it's going to multiply. Rachel Jones has a really amazing host-to-post training called Host-to-Post for Dummies on YouTube. So if you want a more in-depth training, go look that up, because I don't want to make this a host-to-post training. But basically, that's all we do. I give someone a post to put up, and people are commenting on that or texting me from that. And then I message as well. So my new followers, I'm reaching out about the products, and I basically just say message like, hey, I know we just started following each other, but I'm absolutely obsessed with your page, and I wanted to reach out and see if you wanted to try my hair and lash growth, or my new weight loss tea or coffee. Would you be interested in more info? Something so simple like that. And I get a lot of on-the-spot orders from that. So I don't know if you want me to go more in depth about like how conversations go or anything.
Will you talk about like how much host posts you do, and where do you find people to post for you? Do you message people? Do you get them off your giveaway posts?
Yeah, so I do a combination of both. So for host, the first thing is trackers, having a tracker to know what you're doing. So I have this. So every day my goal, I'll show you in a second. Every day my goal is to message 200 people on Facebook and 200 on Instagram minimum. Like that's my bare minimum. So we're at home 24 hours a day. Like we're not doing anything. So why wouldn't you, you know? And so I break it up into 25 increments. So if you look at this, you'll see 25, 25, 25. So all together it's 200, and same here. If you're not tracking what you're actually doing, you're not going to get anywhere because you don't know what you're actually doing. I was just talking to one of my girls about this today, about writing down information. Say you were a teacher. You track people's grades. You know exactly what grade they got on this paper and this assignment and this, and then you have a total grade. And if someone has, a C, they can go back, look at all of their stuff and know exactly why they have a C, right? But if someone just says, yeah, you have a C, and gives no context, you're going to be really confused, right? And so you could be looking at your business right now and being like, it's not where I want it to be, but I don't know why. It's because you're not looking at the numbers. You're not looking at what you're actually doing. So having a tracker is really awesome. So that goes into host to post. My goal right here is 30 host to post every day. So I write 1 through 30. And every time I get a host to post up, I highlight it. And I can look at this paper and look and tangibly see how much I've gotten done today. So today I only have 6 host to posts up. That's not enough for me. But if I didn't write this down, I would think, oh, I have host to posts, I'm good. It's so easy to get host to posts up, guys. If you message 200 people, odds are 10 of those people are going to post for you at minimum. It's all a numbers game. So I just message until I get the number I want. A lot of people will give a number and say, oh, I message X amount of people a day, and that's it. I message until I see results. So I'm not just, I'm going to message 100 people and whatever happens, happens. I need 30 host to posts up a day. I'm going to message until I get them up, right? I just lost my train of thought. What was the question?
No, I think you answered it, but there's a question in the chat. I think she's asking, first of all, do you do host posts on Instagram or just Facebook?
I do both.
Okay, I think they're meaning product or DT host posts on which platforms or both?
I do it all. I do all the things because I feel like when you limit yourself, you're really just limiting yourself to one thing, and so I really do have systems for everything. So when it's someone's very first post for me, it's normally a product post. So if it's on Facebook, it's a Thermofite X one. If it's on Instagram, it's normally a HSN one. If it's a second time they're posting for me, it's a distributor post. And if it's a third time that they're posting for me, I'm giving them a post about the giveaway. So they're going to say, my friend Lara's giveaway, blah, 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 for an entry. And then their people are commenting, and then I'm going to message them to host a post for me. And it just keeps going from there, if that makes sense. So I do product, then distributor, then giveaway. And then from there, I just kind of give randoms if they keep wanting to enter. So, but yeah, I do it all. I feel like when you limit yourself, you really take away from other opportunities for products and distributors on each platform.
And on Instagram, do you do it host posts on their stories? Do they post on their stories?
Yeah,
their stories?
Yeah, so on stories. So basically, I can text you the conversation. If I send it to you on text, can you copy and paste it into the chat?
No.
Yeah, I can't do it either. I'll just send it to you and you can send it to your team later because my team has this. But basically, I just message someone saying, hey, quick question. I'm not asking you to buy or sell anything. I feel like everyone does that, but it works. It's so foolproof. So I say that, and then depending on whatever your giveaway is, you can say whatever. But right now, we're doing $250 giveaway every week, so $50 to 5 winners. So I just say, would you post something on your Insta story for me in exchange for an entry to a giveaway for $250 in cash I'm doing this month? $50 to 5 people on Friday, super easy. I'd so appreciate your support. Everyone says yes. I rarely ever have people say no because I'm just saying I would appreciate your support and you're going to get an entry, and then from here, I send them the story and just tell them to tag me and to send me a screenshot because sometimes I don't follow them. I only message people that follow me. Sometimes I don't follow them. So I have them send me a screenshot for confirmation. And then from there, I just tell them that I entered them. So.
Okay. My brain's spinning. We do similar with on stories and on Instagram. So for the most part, it's pretty similar. Okay, and so then for DTs, what's like your, obviously you host posts for DTs. Do you message for DTs too, get them from posts, or just?
Yeah. So I personally don't message for distributors. That's not to say that messaging for distributors doesn't work, because it does. But for me, I use the influencer application. So I'm sure your team, because Kayla created that video, knows about the application, and my team also knows. But so make sure you have an influencer application on your bio so people can go to that. When they see your posts, when they see your stories, they go directly to you. I use my stories and my posts as my messages, basically. Instead of reaching directly out to every single person, I'm using my messages, because that's going to attract the right people. And I know that God's going to place the right people in my path. So I stay consistent with my stories. I talk about me and my stories, and people on my team stories, and what I'm doing. If I'm filling up my gas tank, I'm talking about every little thing that this business is doing for me on a daily basis. And it's going to attract the right people. Because sometimes I feel like when you're messaging, you're just messaging anyone, and not everyone is meant to be on your team. So it really is just personal preference. But for me, I prefer to post and to have my influencer application in my bio. So if they're interested, they can just apply that way, and host a post, obviously.
Yeah, and I love with host posts, it's basically like you making a post on your page and you're attracting people. Like, it's attraction marketing, it's just through somebody else, you know, like it's insane. So I love that. Let's see. Okay. Oh, so I wanted to ask you about like focusing on 3 DTs a month. What am I trying to say? Like, no matter what, and then like duplicating that throughout your team, because like you don't have to sign 10 DTs a month to be successful, right? But if you're signing 3 DTs and you're teaching your team to do that, that's 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and it's going to duplicate. So will you talk about how you do that, and then how you duplicate that too?
Yeah, for sure. So duplication is key. I mean, if you guys look at Sherry Lynn is the #2 income earner. Well, she's #3 now, right? She's in the top 5, and she has been in the top 5 for four years running. Many years running, she's been in top 5, and she is not a master enroller, and she's very proud of that. She enrolls her Steps to Success every single month. And if you guys don't know what Steps to Success is, it's 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers. Okay, that's your Steps to Success. If you enroll 3 distributors and 4 loyal customers, that is filling it out. If you repeat that over and over and over again, that will lead you to ambassador. Don't overcomplicate it. It's so easy, okay? And here's what's awesome. If you enroll when you enroll someone, okay, you're going to teach them to fill out a Steps to Success. You're going to teach them exactly how to get 6 loyal customers now, not 4, sorry, 6, it changed. 6 loyal customers and 3 distributors, okay? You're going to sign another person because you need 3. So you're going to sign your second person, and you're going to teach them to sign their Steps to Success. 4 or 6 loyal customers and 3 distributors. Then you're going to sign your third person, okay? Because you need 3 distributors, right? You following me? You're going to teach them to enroll their Steps to Success. 3 distributors, 6 loyal customers. Okay, you're going to teach them how to teach their distributors. Then that distributor is going to enroll their 3. That distributor is going to enroll their 3. Do you guys see how it duplicates? All you need to do is teach someone how to enroll the Steps to Success and teach them how to teach their team. That's it. That's all it is Steps to Success over and over and over and over again. You don't have to be a mass enroller. However, being a mass enroller is awesome, and you want to help as many people as possible, but it really just comes down to duplication. You don't have to have someone on your team signing 100 loyal customers for you to go diamond. You just need to teach all of your people how to sign 6. That's it. And I don't know who broke it. It was Nita Moore broke it down, how to go diamond. If every single person on your diamond chart, the 15 people, and you included, so 16, runs their 80 BV auto ship, and every single person enrolls 7 60 BV customers, that automatically makes you diamond. It's math. If you go back and do it, everyone runs an 80 BV auto ship. Everyone has 7 customers of at least 60 BV. You are automatically diamond. Do not overcomplicate it. Do not think that you have to go, I mean, you can go crazy, but don't think that you have to be this person who just enrolls everyone and their mother to be successful. You can still be successful by enrolling your steps to success, but it's all about teaching your team. So I can go on and on and on about this, but if you have like something specific that maybe I didn't answer from that.
No, I love that. And honestly, and when you were saying that, I was like, the first thing I would have thought if I was new was, okay, well, I just had somebody join and they quit. Not everybody of those 3 people every single month are going to stick with it and be a rock star. That's just how it is. But if you're being consistent and doing the 3 every single month, you're going to consistently have people who are ready to run and have people who aren't. That's just how it is. It's just like the more people you talk to become customers, the more no's you're going to hear because you're talking to more people, but also the more yeses you're going to hear. So it's just how it is, and you have to be consistent, because the people that go and enroll 3 distributors are like, okay, cool, I'm set for Ruby, I'm just going to focus on customers, and enroll 0 more distributors. You might have it fall off and you're never going to hit Ruby because some of those people weren't ready, but you stopped enrolling. You know what I mean? And so that's why the consistency is so important, and working with those people who are willing to be coachable and work with you, and running with those people while you're obviously trying to enroll more people.
For sure.
So I love that. And I feel like that was really helpful. So what would be your tip to somebody who says that they're having trouble having people join the business? What would be your tips for them?
So I actually was just talking about this with someone today. First of all, where's your mindset at? What do you believe? Okay, because what you think about, you bring about. What you speak about, you bring about. And so if you're telling yourself, or you're thinking to yourself, I can't sign distributors, nobody wants to join with me, nobody wants to be on my team, nobody wants to pay $99, blah, 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 all of those negative thoughts are going to make people run away from your business. That's not going to pull anybody in. Why would anyone want to join with someone who doesn't believe in the value of their business, right? And so check your mindset. Do your personal development every single day, because it's gonna build that mindset. But believe in this business, because you wouldn't be here if you didn't believe in this business, right? You spent $99, and if you paid $69 or you pre-sold or whatever, you still invested in this business. Nobody joined for nothing. Even if you pre-sold your samples and used that money to join, you invested your time into this business because you hustled to sell those samples, right? You invested something. Why would you invest and then nobody else invests, right? That's so silly to believe. So check your mindset. Second, consistently posting. If you're not on your stories every single day, all day long, from morning to night, you're not showing up in people's feeds, because stories are in chronological order. Every time you post on a story, your little face bubble pops to the front of their page. And if you just do a big story dump in the morning at like 7 a.m. and then you don't post on your stories, even though you have 10 or so slides on your story, it's only going to show up that at like 7 a.m. when you post it. And then your face goes to the end, and that's it. So what I like to do is I like to stay consistent on my stories all day long, every hour, every couple hours. I'm just throwing something up. It doesn't have to be about the products or the business every single time. I'm posting my coffee, but then I'm posting what I read in my Bible in the morning, and I'm posting my dogs, or I'm posting my breakfast. I don't know why, but people love when I post my breakfast. So I post my breakfast. Listen to what people want from you. You know what I mean? I'm asking questions. I'm posting selfies. I'm talking about the business and the products, but I'm on my story all day long, because that's where most of your followers are going to see you at. 90% of your followers see your stories, right? But they're not going to see your stories unless you're active and your face keeps popping to the front, right? And also interacting helps with that. So liking and commenting on people's stuff and swiping up on their stories, because your face will always appear at the front, because Instagram says, oh, they like each other. So it'll pop your face. But if you're not interacting, your face will always be at the end. Have you ever noticed that your enroller or people on your team or celebrities you follow and really love their content are always at the front of the little storyline, right? You're going to be at the front of someone's storyline if you're interacting with them, right? So being active on your stories and being consistent with posting on your feed. Now, times are changing, and 4 years ago, we used to post 12 times a day, not even kidding. 2 years ago, we posted like twice a day. Even last year, I was posting twice a day. This past year, I've been posting every day, but honestly, in 2020, I've noticed that when you post between like 4 to 5 times a week, your engagement skyrockets, and you're not like, you're still being consistent, but you're not posting every single day. So you can still post every day, but I found that my engagement went way up when I posted a few times a week. But I do not miss a week. Like, I don't go a whole week without posting unless I'm blocked. So being consistent on your page, making sure your pictures are bright and crisp. It's not a Snapchat filter. It's not a dark room. You're showing your face, not just the products, not just a quote. Like, you're showing you and your life and things that are important to you. And your heart and soul goes into your captions. Stop copying and pasting and not changing anything. Like, write from your heart. And it's okay to copy and paste and butcher and like make it your own, but like, make it your own. Don't just copy and paste and throw it up. Because if you go to Courtney's page and you're like, wow, that's a great caption, you copy it, put it on yours. If you sign someone from that, those weren't your words. Courtney should have gotten that distributor or that customer. And when you sign a distributor from words that aren't your own, they're expecting a different voice from you, a different personality. And they're going to be real confused when you keep posting like status or posts all the time that say like sis or babe or that kind of thing. And then you don't say that in real life, you know? So be yourself. Don't just be a copycat of, or a carbon copy of whoever you are. You can copycat, but don't be that carbon copy. So I could keep going on, but just be consistent on your page, because that's where people are going to see you. Check your mindset, because people do want this. I sign distributors all month long. This business is incredible. And if you don't believe that, go read our compensation plan, go read our Gives Back Foundation, go read about our corporate team. Literally, we just declined almost a $3 million loan because we don't need it. Who wouldn't want to be a part of this company? So believe in what you have, because our products are amazing and the business is amazing. And $99 to start a business is absolutely nothing. So just know that, check your mindset, and be consistent with posting. That is all.
Yeah, and I have a like short story to tell. My team has probably heard it a million times, but I have some downline, and some of your team's probably on here too. So there was this one month where I had gone, it was probably like the third week of the month, if not like more than that. And I hadn't enrolled a single distributor. And I was like, what the heck? Why not? I'm pretty sure we were having some sort of promotion, or we just came out with a promotion. I don't know. But I literally was so fed up with myself not doing that, because it was all mindset. And I feel like sometimes we're like, oh, it's all mindset. But like, we really don't believe it. Like, we're like, yeah, whatever. Like, it's not my mindset. It's the people. And this just proves that, because I went to my enroller, I went to Kate, and I said, you know what? Like, we just came out with this promotion. I'm going to enroll 6 DTs this week. I hadn't enrolled one the whole entire month. And I was like, I'm going to do it, because I know if I make a goal, I'll crush the goal. And I'm going to talk to all these people. You know what I did? I went and talked to so many people, but I was so relatable. And I think it came down to breaking it all down for myself and becoming humble, and going back to what made you join in the first place, and what did you feel? Because sometimes, like, if you've been in the business for a while, you're like, even if you're only making $200 a month and you're making that every month, you're like, that's my $200 every single month. And you forget what life was like before. And so I had to like bring myself back to this place of like, broke college student, didn't even want to go get ice cream with my friends because I didn't want to spend more than $3, you know, like all of these feelings that I had. And it brought me to this place of, when I was voice messaging these people through this whole conversation, I was so, I don't know if vulnerable is the right word, but I was like, oh my gosh, girl, like, I can't even tell you how much this has done for me. It brought that belief back in myself, you know, because we forget those bits of pieces of our story. Once you bring yourself back to that and you're able to really pour that out to them, I signed those 6 DTs that week, because I was being so honest with them and so real, and so much belief was coming out of my voice, that they were like, oh my gosh, she believes in this company so much. And yeah, she's been in for 3 years and it's done all of this, but they didn't care about that. They cared about the fact that it brought me from a broke college student to be able to afford my bills, you know? They didn't care about the 5 figures a month and all that kind of stuff. So just bring yourself back to that, break yourself down to what made you join and what made you believe in this business, and voice message people with that belief, because they're going to hear it from you more than they're going to read it through a text message. And I know when I'm texting people, I'm so lazy because I don't want to text it all out. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm so excited for you. This has done, you know, like, I'm lazy. I'm going to be like, to the point. But when I'm voice messaging, I ramble on as I'm doing right now, and they're able to hear all of that from me. So I'm going to cut myself off, but I just wanted to share that because it proves
No,
to
it's so good.
myself that it's all mindset. Because if I don't sign one DT the whole month and sign 6 in 1 week, it has to be mindset. Those people didn't just flock to me for no reason. It was the work that I wasn't putting in my mindset. So, okay, will you talk about promotion tips now? I'm just going to let you say whatever you want, and then if I have questions, I can like dig into specifics.
Yeah. I mean, does anyone have any specific like questions about it? Like volume boosting, like that kind of thing?
Will you start with just like when you're going into a promotion month, like what to expect, like the mindset you have to have, the sacrifices, you know, like it's not like a normal month, I guess.
Yeah. So guys, you have to realize that when you set your mind to something and you decide, you're gonna do it. And my team knows very well what I say. If you aim high, you miss high. And if you set a really big goal, even if you don't hit it, you're that much closer to hitting it the next month or whatever. But if you set a small goal that you feel comfortable going for, of course you're going to hit it. But then what's next? You don't have a what's next. You don't have room for God to step in. Like that's all you. And that's not what this business is meant to be about. This business is about hitting huge goals and marking up things off your dream board and paying off debt that you never thought you would pay off and hitting all of these lofty goals. If you set a huge goal that you look at and you're like, I don't know if I can do this, good. That's what you're supposed to feel because God steps in. You have to give him room to work. And if you don't know if you can do it, that doesn't matter because he can do it. So if you're looking at your volume right now, it's the 26th. We have like four days and like a few hours, right? If you're looking at your volume or you're looking at your chart or whatever it is, you're looking at something and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. It's too far. Good. Because this isn't meant for just you to do. You're going to do the work for sure, but God has to have work to bless. And he has to have room to come in and work in whatever's going on. And so look at your chart, be like, you know what? I don't know if I can do this, but I dang sure I'm going to work my hardest to make it happen, right? And so just decide that you're going to do it. Look at your chart, look at your team, look at everything and just say, I'm doing this. I am going ruby. I am going emerald. I am a diamond. I'm earning this $15,000 bonus. I'm going double. I'm going triple, whatever it is. Just decide that you're going to do it because without a decision, you're not going to do it because you haven't even decided that you're going to do it. It's like when you're laying in bed and it's like 9 p.m. like right now, and you really want Wendy's, okay? Or Sonic or whatever, McDonald's. You guys know what I'm talking about. You're laying in bed and you're like, oh, I could really go for like a McFlurry right now. That sounds so good. And you really want to go, but like, you're like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm so comfy, but also like, do you guys know what I'm talking about? Is that just me? Like that moment where you're like, I don't know. You have like the good McFlurry down the road, but you also have a really comfy bed and you have to decide what's more important, right? What's more important to you? That's a very silly, like, way to explain it, but it's so simple. So it makes you understand. It's the same thing with your business, right? You guys are stuck between sitting at a rank, not being commission qualified, not promoting, not selling samples, not enrolling distributors. You're stuck in this place where you're like, I don't even know if I'm meant to be here. You're sitting there saying, I don't know, like I've been in this business for a year and I still haven't promoted. Or I was a Ruby, but I'm back down to distributor. Or whatever it is. You're sitting there thinking that. And you have not decided that you're going to go forward. This business is so forgiving. It's so forgiving. If you have a bad month, a bad few months, a bad year, it doesn't matter because you can stand up at any point. It's never too late. Stand up at any point and say, all right, this is my starting point. Because I was in this business for May, June, July, August, September. I was in this business for almost 6 months before I decided that I was going to take it seriously. That was not too late for me. I've been double for 2 years. It's not too late for me. It's not too late for you. This business is forgiving. So stand up, decide that you're going to do whatever it is that your next goal is and elevate it. So if you're, a Ruby, don't just settle for emerald. Get a diamond chart out. Who the heck wants to just be emerald? Like, you want to be diamond, you want to make cabs, you want to be in the top 1%. You know what I mean? Elevate it, set a bigger goal. Because when you're on your way to that bigger goal, the smaller goal inevitably happens. It just rolls over, right? So I feel like I just like completely missed that question, but just decide that you're going to do it. Go into the month or go into this week, even though there's only a few days left. That's so much time. Guys, so much can be done in 4 days. So much can be done in 4 days. Yeah, someone just said the limit does not exist. It doesn't. Guys, so many amazing things have been pulled off in month end. All you got to do is just decide that you're going to do it and show up and work your booty off to make it happen. And even if it doesn't happen, you're that much closer than you were before. Because you could sit here and say, next month. But guys, when next month comes, it's this month. And you'll say, next month. But when that next month comes, it's going to be this month. There is no such thing as next month. There's no such thing as tomorrow. There's no such thing as next week. It always becomes right now. Everything you do right now compounds over time. Keep going, because if you push it off, you're just going to keep pushing it off. And eventually, you're going to walk away, or you're going to quit, or you're going to crumble, or you're going to watch all your team leave, or you're going to watch your team out promote you. Some of you are going through that right now, where you have people under you that are out promoting you, or people who joined within the last, 4 months or whatever within 2020, and you joined 2 years ago, and now they're already diamond, and you're still sitting at distributor. I'm coming for some of you right now, but guys, it's so true. Like, it's never too late. There's no limit to the amount of diamonds in this company. There's no limit to the amount of people, that are successful. There's no limit. It doesn't matter if someone is more successful than you right now. You can still be successful. Don't look at someone and be jealous or think that you can't do it too, because you can. So I feel like I could go a million directions with this, but if you want to reel me in and kind of lead me in a different direction, I could keep going forever about this.
No, I love that, and I freaking love you. Something that you were saying that made me think of, I was reading this book, and it was talking about God plays chicken with you. He's not going to give it to you all when you want it. You want to hit your promotion right on the 25th, and sometimes we do, but sometimes the 25th hits and you think you're going to have this much volume, and it's not that. You still need 5,000 more to hit your promotion by the end of the month, and you were only planning on needing 2,000 more, or whatever it is. But he's playing chicken with you to see, are you really going to believe all the way through the month? Or are you just going to stop at the 25th, be like, that's too far, count yourself out, and then, like she said, say it's just going to happen next month. You have to believe your way all the way through it for yourself, but also you're teaching your team that, on the 25th, if I'm not close enough, I just give up and I try it next month. Believe all the way through, because like she said, there's been promotions, anywhere, any promotion in the whole business, there's the ambassadors that hit the 25th and need 50,000 in volume in 3 days. And they do it because they believe all the way through it, and they all believe all the way through it, and you're going to hit it. It might be midnight on the last day of the month, but as long as you believe it and you're putting in the work to do it, God's going to show up and bring in that insane volume that you have no idea where it's even supposed to come from.
And I just want to add one thing before we move on. There's this story that I read, and it is in the, what book is it? It's about the prayer of Jabez, or Jabez, or however you pronounce it. I don't know if you read it. It's so good. But there's a story about a man who goes to heaven, and there's an angel giving him a tour of heaven, and he sees this building that's like closed off. And he's like, like, what's in this building? And the angel says, you don't want to know. Let's just keep going. And he's like, no, like, what's in the building? I want to know. I'm not quoting it exactly right, but I'm giving you a synopsis of the story. He said, no, like, I want to know what's in the building. Like, take me in the building right now. And the angel's like, all right, like I told you. And they walk into the building, and it's just rows and rows and rows of boxes with names on them. And it's names of every person to ever live. Okay. And he's like, like, I'm in, let me go find my name. And he goes running, and he finds his name, and he pulls out the box, and he rips it open, and it's a box full of blessings. And he's like, what is this? And the angel said, well, that's all the things that God had planned for you. Those are all the blessings he had planned for you, but you never asked for them, so he couldn't give them to you. Guys, think about that. God always shows up. He is never, ever late. He always shows up. And when you ask, you shall receive. Okay, you might not receive it in the way you thought you were going to receive it, but you always receive what you ask for. And he will never give you anything that you didn't ask for. And so if you're sitting there wondering why you haven't promoted, or why you're not diamond yet, or why you don't have a rock star distributor, why you don't have a certain amount of volume, why your customers are canceling, why, why anything? Did you ask God for it? Did you ask for help? You know what I mean? Like, did you ask for a blessing over this promotion? Did you ask God to send you your dream distributor? Guys, she's on, and I'm not gonna say her name because she's probably gonna cry, but she knows exactly who well, 3 of them, honestly. I'm gonna cry now. I'm good. The 4 years in this business, in the 4 years of being in this business, the most excited and most fired up I've ever been I'm like ugly crying, in my entire life is the last like 60 days, because of certain people on my team. They know who they are. Future Diamond Chat, I see you. I prayed for them. I prayed over them. I didn't know who they were, and I didn't know their names. I didn't know what they looked like. I didn't know what our friendship would be. I didn't know any of that, but I prayed for people with open hearts, open mind, people who were going to run with me, not fight against me, not ask me why I'm telling them to do things. I prayed for people who were hungry and ready for more. I prayed for God-fearing people who were going to grow their faith with me. I prayed for them. I prayed for people who were going to go diamond. I asked God, please send me the people that are going to go diamond in their first 90 days. Guys, these girls are promoting. One joined me not even 60 days ago, and she's 3,000 volume from diamond. Okay, we have 2 that joined less than a month ago, and they're going ruby this month, and they're going diamond next. Guys, because I prayed for that and I asked for that, and because I never asked for that before, I didn't have that before. So if you don't ask for something, you're not gonna, now I'm ugly crying. If you don't ask for something, you're not gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. Decide you're gonna do it, but then ask, because he always shows up. He is never, ever gonna be late. And so if you ask for a blessing over your promotion, ask for a blessing over your chart, pray for a specific person. You might not know their name and you might not know their face, but you can pray for them. And you can pray for him to send you the right people and send you abundant orders. I ask for volume all the time. It's not what's the word? You're not being ungrateful for what you already have, and you're not being greedy for asking for more. He wants you to ask for more. He's actually offended when you don't ask, because he wants communication, and he wants you to have communication with him and ask him. And when you don't ask, he gets offended. And so my biggest thing is just pray and just ask for what you want, and he will always show up. Just decide you're going to do it. Now that I'm ugly crying, like we can go to the next thing.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it so much. If you make me cry on a Zoom, like we're getting somewhere.
Literally, I'm telling y'all, like, if you're not having fun in your business, you're doing it all wrong, and you need to go back to step 1 and have fun again. Because remember your first month and how exciting that was, and you were signing customers, or you were having awesome conversations. Like, go back to that. Sometimes we've been in this business for so long, and we're so used to waking up, post on my story, talk about the coffee, message, here's my message, copy paste, blah, blah, blah. And it just becomes monotonous. And it's just like we're robots and we're just going through it. Have fun again. Have fun again. Go make fun posts, make challenges with your team, get on Zoom and hang out. When was the last time you had a Zoom with your team? I don't care if you have 1 distributor. When was the last time you got on FaceTime? You know what I mean? And so, I think I froze. Am I good now?
You're good now.
Okay. Like, when was the last time you had fun? Right? Have fun with this. This business is so freaking fun. And when it becomes a chore or a job, you're not doing it the right way. So it is tiring. Like, don't get me wrong. I've been waking up at 5 a.m. for the last week and a half because I have triple on the brain and we're running for it. That's not fun. However, I'm still having a blast. Like, getting up early sucks, but I'm having a blast with my team. And so just remember that there's so much more to this than the actual work itself. Have fun with it. Ask for help for absolutely everything. There's a higher power for a reason. So what else you got for me, girlfriend?
Well, and something else is give yourself grace. You know, she talked about, get 6 customers every month, and you do that your first month and you're so excited. You guys get your first 6 and you're like, oh my gosh, like I just got a $150 shopping spree and you guys are insanely excited and so proud. And then you see people enrolling more and you're like, oh, I only have 6. What happened to that excitement that you had when you got 6? Because you just fulfilled your steps to success for customers. You know what I mean? Like give yourself grace and quit comparing yourself to everything else. And I've even fallen into that this month when it's not even my promotion, but I see all these teams that are, having diamonds promote and all of that. And I'm like, oh, like I want that. Like that's so exciting. And I get, jealous of that. And I'm like, you have to cut it out and say no, like that's not something that's gonna serve you and do good for you. So me and Laura were just talking about this, like get rid of those thoughts and move on and give yourself grace for that and know that it's coming for you too. Like be excited for those people and then go do it yourself in your time. And then you get to have that same excitement too. But yeah, have fun when you're doing it. If you guys have any last questions, can you put them in the chat? And then
I want to add on to that really quick. So if you're looking at someone, whether it's someone in your team chat or someone you see on Facebook or a leader or whatever, and you're looking at them and you're saying, I wish I could do that, or you get mad when other people are enrolling, I'm guilty of it. I get it. Like you see someone who just joined, who's sending boom after boom after boom in your chat. I just got a customer. I just got cash, whatever. And you're looking at that and you're getting more and more mad. Has anybody felt that? Can we be honest? Like raise your hand if you felt that. I felt that. Like we all feel it. We're human. We're imperfect. It happens. However, there is nothing that's saying that you can't also do that. Here's what's awesome. Instead of using comparison and jealousy to fuel whatever it is that you got going on, go to that person and say, hey, I see that you're enrolling a lot. Can you tell me how you do it so I can do it too? Instead of being jealous and angry at someone for being successful, go ask them what they're doing so you can also be successful too, right? And so many people look at other people and they're like, oh, like they're so great. They've been in this business for 3 years. Of course they're gonna promote and blah, 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 blah. But guys, like there's no cap on success. There's no, like Mark Pentecost isn't like, all right, only 100 diamonds. Like there's only 100 diamonds allowed. Okay, like once we hit 100, nobody else can go diamond, so good luck. Like best man win. That's not the case. Anyone can go diamond. Anyone can be VIP. Anyone can be at the top of the company at Ambassador Diamond. There's no cap. There's literally $1 million a month worth of income in our in our corporate team, right? Pam has said it, Mark has said it. There is money there to be made, but nobody's done it yet. Stop comparing yourself and use other people as inspiration. Don't get jealous, get inspired. Let their success fire you up to be just as successful as they are. Celebrate your team. I don't care if they're on your downline, they're your sidelines, they're your uplines, or someone you've never met before, or a top leader, you better celebrate with them because we are one team, one mission. We do not compete with each other. It does not matter if someone is a higher rank than you. It doesn't matter if someone's enrolling more than you or vice versa. Nobody is better than anyone. I'm not better than you because I'm double. Courtney's not better than me because she's triple. Nobody's better than anyone. We are all in this together and we're all here to lift each other up. So stop with your jealousy and stop with your comparison and get inspired. Level up, girlfriends. It is everyone's time to shine. It is not just someone's time to shine or this person's time to shine or that person, whatever. It is everyone's time to shine. And so, oh, did I freeze?
No, you're
I
good.
I froze.
We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Am I back?
Yeah, you're good.
Can you guys hear me?
She's switching to her hotspot. Technical difficulties.
I think I'm good now.
Okay, we can hear you. It kept going in and out, so I could hear you, and then I couldn't. I'm like, yes, no.
Wait, where did it cut off? Because I was going on a rampage.
I don't know. You were talking about comparing people.
Yeah, like literally just don't compare yourself. Stop with the comparison, stop with the jealousy, and turn that into inspiration and curiosity and thirst for knowledge, because we're always growing. And so if you see someone killing it, go ask them what they're doing. It's not a secret. None of us are keeping things from you or only doing certain ththings for ourselves. Like, we all share stuff. We're one team, one mission. We all rise together. And if you feel yourself becoming jealous, snap out of it. It doesn't, like, it does you no good to be jealous of someone. It honestly does a lot of harm in your business and a lot of harm in your team dynamic. And so if you feel yourself doing that, just level up, girlfriend. Like, it's time to rise higher than where you're at. We all celebrate each other. We do not tear each other down. We do not get pissed off when other people are being successful. That's not who we are as a company, and that's not who you are as a person. So everyone gets a chance to be their best self. And when it's not your time, you got to stand back and let someone else. And then when it's your time, everyone else is going to celebrate you. So I hope someone heard me on that, and someone like felt that, because that was a hard lesson I had to learn too. So I don't know, like, are there any extra questions or anything maybe I didn't hit?
And also, when you're comparing, you don't know what is happening in their story. You know, like, have you ever heard, like, don't compare their chapter 10 to your chapter 1? If you just joined 30 days ago, don't look at somebody that's going diamond and be jealous of them. Maybe they've been in for 2 years, you know, like, it's their time and your time will come too. And you don't know what's happening in their story. They might have signed their first distributor, and their first distributor took off running and was a rock star and went diamond. My first distributor didn't do that. That's not normal, but that happened for them. And, you know, different people find their runners at different times, you know. Morgan Martin always says, you know, when she was running for a promotion, she until she found her runners, she worked for it and did it herself, because she hasn't found those people who want it bad enough yet. She wanted it bad enough, but she hadn't found those people yet. And so until she did, she was still working her business and pulling her weight to do that until she found those people.
For sure.
But yeah, do you have anything last words you want to add, and then we can hop off? We're about to hit an hour. I don't want to take too much time.
Yeah, for sure. So honestly, I mean, I don't know what you guys came onto this Zoom looking for or what intention you had out of this, but if I'm going to leave you with anything, I'm going to leave you with God, obviously. So I was reading the Bible this morning, and the passage that I was reading really stuck out to me. It was actually in a sermon that I watched a few days ago, and I want to share it because it's so freaking good. Okay, so it is Matthew 6:25 through 34. So if you guys want to look it up later and like have it, write it down. It's Matthew 6:25 through 34. So it says, "Therefore I tell you, do not worry about your life, what you will eat or drink, or about your body. What you will wear, is not life more than food, and the body more than clothes? Look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life?" And so what that means is, think about the birds, guys. Like, actually think about the birds that are in the sky, on the ground. They don't have hands. Like, they can't go and like gather food and like store stuff away like humans and mammals and squirrels and whatever. Like, they can't do that. But they still find food. They still eat. They still know how to survive. God still provides food for the birds. Are we not more valuable than birds? God put his breath into our lungs when we were created. Are we not more valuable than birds? So why do you think that he's not going to show up for you even when you don't have the means to do it yourself? When you don't have the means to hit a promotion, you don't know how you're going to enroll 3,000 volume by yourself. You don't know how you're going to enroll 15 distributors by yourself. You don't know how you're going to lead a team by yourself. Maybe your enroller left or quit or, isn't a strong leader. I feel that. Doesn't matter. Are you not much more valuable than the birds? You are. You have God's breath in you. You are valuable and you are worthy. That's what this is saying. It's saying that you're worthy. And does worrying ever add a single hour to your life? No, it doesn't add anything. So why are you sitting there worrying about, what's going on right now in the world? And why are you worrying about, whether you're laid off? Why are you worrying about, your kids being homeschooled? And why are you worrying about not hitting this promotion? Or why are you worrying about this girl or that girl or this person that's enrolling or this person in your chat or your enroller that never talks to you or quit or left on you or someone in your downline or your family, whatever it is? It is in the Bible that says, can any of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? And then the other part of the verse says, and why do you worry about clothes? See how the flowers of the field grow. They do not labor or spin. Yet I tell you that not even Solomon in all of his splendor was dressed like one of these. If that is how God clothes the grass of the field, which is here today and tomorrow is thrown into the fire, will he not much more clothe you, you of little faith? So do not worry, saying, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or what shall we wear? For the pagans run after all these things, and your heavenly Father knows that you need them. But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has trouble enough of its own. Do not worry about tomorrow. Do not worry about next month. Don't worry about where the volume is coming from. Do not worry about where the distributors are going to come from. Don't worry about where the leadership is going to come from. Don't worry about what you're going to get from the Zoom. Don't worry about anything. It's in the Bible. Do not worry. Today hasn't enough worry. Stop worrying about everything else. God is going to show up for you if you ask for it. And if you do the work that he can bless, he's always going to show up. And that verse stuck out to me so much. And I had to share that. I knew that I had to share that at some point in the Zoom because so many people are worrying about, what do my pictures look like? Or are people like, what are my captions reading off as? Or am I prettier than this girl? Or this girl's prettier than me, so she's more successful. She has blonde hair, she's more successful. She's been in this business for 5 years, she's more successful. Like, God made flowers clothed as beautiful as they are. Does he not make you that much more beautiful? Yes, he does. Like you guys have to stop worrying about all these things and just know that you are perfect in the way that you were made and you're perfect in this business. And there's always growth because knowledge is light. And when you have light, you are in the right place at the right time. And so just stop worrying about how things are going to happen and just know that they will if you ask for it. So I'm going to leave you with that. I don't know if anyone has anything else, but I love sharing. I love sharing the word of God, and I think that was the most perfect way to end it. So, yeah.
I think everyone on here can agree that we freaking love you and are so thankful for you taking your time to pour into our team. I know everyone appreciates it, and everybody got bits and pieces out of this Zoom. So thank you so much for hopping on. Everyone can wave or say thank you in the chat for Laura taking her time, but we appreciate you so much, girl.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night. Thanks for inviting me on.
Bye, guys.